Welcome back, Smart Start Radio family. Before we get into our latest amazing episode, we have a quick word from our sponsor. With spectacular hotels, amazing theme parks, and unparalleled entertainment, Universal Orlando Resort offers a meeting destination unlike anything else in the world. You never know what's going to put a city back in the spotlight. Sometimes it's a major event, sometimes it's a big movie, and sometimes it's the people who grew up there making headlines around the world. Right now, Oakland, California has a lot to celebrate, with Oakland native Alysa Liu making waves in the figure skating world and filmmaker Ryan Coogler continuing to shine a global light on the city, or the town, he calls home. So today, we're asking the question, what does this kind of visibility mean for tourism, conventions, and events?
A Smart Star Radio, Smart Star Radio. Ready, set, here we go with another episode. Watch as we learn and grow. A Smart Star Radio, Smart Star Radio. Ready, set, here we go with another episode. Watch as we learn and grow. Starting smart is an action we design.
Welcome to Smart Start Radio. I'm your host, Eming Piansay. Today, I'm talking with Peter Gamez, President and CEO of Visit Oakland, about how moments like these can shape perception, drive interest, and open new opportunities for meetings and events in Oakland. I really enjoyed this episode, mainly because it's two folks who grew up in the Bay Area talking about the Bay Area. So if you're a Bay Area fan, resident, or just someone who's been here, I really hope you enjoyed this show because I certainly enjoyed producing it. Let's go. How's it going, Peter? Welcome to Smart Start Radio. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm really happy to be here, and it's been quite a week of celebration going on in the town.
It is. So last week, you guys had, it wasn't a parade. It was
a rally.
It was a rally. There we go. For Alysa, I wish I was there, but I had things to do. So how was that?
It was amazing. We had close to 10,000 people in downtown Oakland welcoming our hometown hero,
huge.
Alysa Liu, and she has brought so much light to Oakland, definitely putting us on the global stage. Yeah. But what I love about this, and especially for the topic we're going to be talking about, what does it mean in the meetings world, is she really brought to the global stage what I've always known all along, and so many people, of what Oakland's all about. Her story is very similar to where she grew up here in Oakland, and where she resides is our persistence, our multiculturalism that she represents also is represented here. And that's just that soulfulness that she has is what you find when you come to Oakland.
Right.
And that's really has opened us up as we speak to the meetings community and to planners on when you're looking for that type of energy for your meeting, you can find it here in Oakland.
Right. Yeah. Whenever I would hear about her, they would always talk about where she's from, because Oakland is a very unique place in general. So how do you feel like that narrative kind of shaped what was happening?
Well, first of all, I love that people were saying where she was from, but she acknowledged it. And I think that she was the first one to acknowledge, hey, I'm from Oakland. And I think that she took so much pride on her roots and where she's from. And it was great. And I know we're talking about Alysa, but really how Ryan Coogler receiving an Academy Award. And the first thing he said, hey, I'm from Oakland.
We talk fast.
I mean, it was just like, wow, are you kidding me? These are two in a row. And let's not forget last month with the Grammys and having Kehlani win 2 Grammys, music, sports, and film are these global stage that these Oaklanders are putting our city on. And the cool thing is just the reaction we're getting from clients, really at Visit Oakland and from planners. First of all, we've had so many local planners saying, congratulations. It gives me so much pride that we had our meeting there, or we just booked a convention there. That constant positive storytelling is creating a narrative now for us, again, that we've known, but it is putting us again on that global stage and giving us kind of a front row to introduce what Oakland's all about.
Yeah. So I'm curious. So for people who aren't from Oakland or live near Oakland, like myself, so I'm from the Bay, therefore I have a general sense of Oakland. But for people who aren't from the Bay, who hear about it now in such a global scale, what do you feel like they're seeing?
Well, I think what they're seeing is they're having curiosity. It's like, wow, in the last 90 days, there's some pretty big leaders coming up and having roots from this part of the world or California. And I want to find out a little bit more about it. And when I say global stage, I'm talking global. We're getting emails from Asia, Australia, South America, Mexico, finding out, sending us information about our town. So I think that opens us up for dialogue now. I think people are saying, hey, I can consider this location. And they've probably heard of Oakland sometimes in a negative light. Let's put that out there as well. And I think that so many urban areas do have some negative publicity around them, just purely being in the environments that we're in. But it's not going to define us, and what I love about it, what's defining us now is all these great things. We're talking about sports and arts, but let's talk about even our food scene. Being 2 years in a row, America's #1 food city from Condé Nast. I people, our rock stars, besides who we just mentioned, are our chefs. Our chefs are our culinary ambassadors that really represent, again, what Oakland's about. We have 125 languages spoken in Oakland. When I say that, it has to impact your food. How can it not? Right. All these cultures living in this city are now producing incredible food in the level of James Beard, but in the level of a food truck. I mean, we can all that spectrum now being recognized nationally helps us. And that momentum started years ago, and Visit Oakland recognized that and realized these are our ambassadors, is a good way of saying that.
Given it's been a busy week for you guys, obviously, with all this going on, what's the biggest thing that you've been hearing that is people who aren't from the Bay are kind of intrigued by? Because obviously you have so much to offer. My first fam trip was with you guys. So I learned more about the Bay than I ever have. I was I didn't know this existed. So it was so great to kind of experience Oakland for smart meetings, because I saw things I didn't even know we had. So it was really great. So what's the vibe? Are they we want, spaces that you guys have?
I think that the planner's curiosity right now is they've read about our food. I mean, so a lot of those is, how can I incorporate my meeting and also be able to incorporate the food scene that's going on in Oakland right now?
Okay.
I think that's one of a surprise. I think that these 3 global presence that we've had in film, in music, and in sports raises curiosity already. My conversation isn't about ice skating. My conversation is oh yeah, in sports, do you realize what's going on with the Oakland Roots and our soul team? And for meeting planners to say, how can I have my group attend some of these grassroots sporting teams that are happening, even in West Oakland right now with baseball? We have the Oakland Ballers. It falls under our sports narrative, and I think that they want to part of that. Yeah. As recently as this morning, I had somebody ask me about the ice rink that she trained in, and it's right in downtown Oakland. And I kind of chuckled. I never had that question before, but now people are saying, I have a group. Can I do some sort of outing that I can have at an ice rink? And I think, how cool is that? They're seeing her story that she talks about her downtown ice rink that she trained in. So, and the same happens for film. Our Grand Lake Theater just finished celebrating 100 years in Oakland. And that's where Coogler was so inspired as a child to do it. And he's done premieres such as Wakanda there, and Sinners was just playing. So I think it's revitalizing our neighborhoods. Those are the questions that I think planners are realizing from all these stories. How can I incorporate my meeting into the experience that these people were having growing up?
Looking for a way to add some swagger to your meeting? Hold it in Dallas. You'll find 20 plus diverse neighborhoods bustling with entertainment, art, and chef's kiss worthy food. Not to mention the world's best icebreaker, the famous Margarita Mile. Whether it's a Michelin Guide recognized chef's table for 10 or seats at a big game for 1,000, Dallas is a playground for networking, team bonding, and after the meeting memorable moments. At its heart, you'll find a vibrant, walkable arts district voted #1 in America. Drop into downtown's historic Deep Ellum neighborhood for a show, or take the team and the energy to the next level atop of Uptown's stylish rooftops. Get the creative juices flowing in the colorful Bishop Arts District or any of the lower Greensville trendy hotspots. Want to energize your attendees with just the right amount of that legendary Dallas swagger? Start planning your meeting at visitdallas.com. And now, back to our show.
The town.
The news plays a big role in how things are kind of talked about. But based on this, all this has been happening, like, what do you hope this leads to for you guys? Because obviously you have so much to offer, so many people who like represent Oakland, who openly love Oakland on a major stage. So what are you hoping this kind of will become?
Well, I hope it's going to impact truly our largest asset in Oakland, and that is the people of Oakland. It's not the physical structures. It's not a convention center. Yeah, of course, if I fill a convention center because of meeting, we're impacting the people that work there, the soul of Oakland, the soul that the parents that raised in Alysa Liu, the people that Ryan Coogler went to school here, the teachers. We're employing Oakland. We're an economic engine at Visit Oakland. Sometimes people in destinations think like, well, yeah, we're the marketing office for this destination. I challenge them even more to take it further, to say you're an economic impact on your city. Because when you have a meeting in a city, you're impacting the soul of the city, the people that work there, the people that in housekeeping, cleaning your room, the cook that's making your breakout cookie that you're going to have in the afternoon. They are our citizens here. And that's our biggest asset, are the people of Oakland, and why people return. So my hope is that these positive stories that we've always known about existed here, that the people that see as they book meetings here, that it impacts the citizens of our town.
Because of Alysa and the Oscars, like, you guys are really like being spoken of right now a lot. But how do you kind of take that and make sure it like will keep going? How does that, because obviously people are like, oh my God, that's amazing. But like for like future, how do you guys keep
that momentum alive? Yeah, that's due to an incredible team that I have here. My marketing team, my PR and communications, and our sales team. They keep that story. It's our job to keep that story alive. So I think I mentioned earlier, we leaned on culinary 3 years ago. It wasn't by accident that just last year we got #1 food city. There's a lot of steps that need to be taken. And I think that with this opportunity, there's a lot of steps that we can continue by each of these verticals. With sports, for example, I mentioned that. It's ice skating that put us on there, but we have World Cup coming this summer, and we could make that story. And Australia's chosen Oakland as its home base, a great international market coming into Oakland, keeping that story alive. Within film, what are we doing for the arts and culture community to keep it vibrant in Oakland and to keep it viable, that has been hurt so hard since the pandemic? How can Visit Oakland play a role on uplifting that? Well, we start off with Coogler's story. We start off with Kehlani winning Grammys, but it comes down to the story of the Oakland School of the Arts, where so many of them went to school there, right in downtown Oakland. So we can keep that story alive by introducing planners and meeting planners to do something at the Fox, go and do a closing or opening ceremony at the Paramount Theater. It's keeping those verticals alive and relying so heavily on my team, not Peter Gamez, but our leaders that I have on this team that are incredible. They keep the story alive, that 3 years from now, hopefully that same vibrancy that we feel now, or that attention that's given to our city, continues. And that's going to be through partnership with our planners. That have to believe in the city that they're booking their meeting at as well.
So for the sports aspect of things, how can people who want to host events with Oakland kind of use that as like a factor of like, not necessarily a meeting itself, but something that you're doing like after your meeting or before your meeting or stuff like that?
Well, I think that there's a lot of different factors we can use. There's something that our incredible sales leader here has. She calls them turnkey experiences. We need to start thinking for planners, what are some turnkey experiences that she can start offering? Like, for example, we have Major League Baseball in some of these larger cities, but some of these secondary cities, like, how can you actually even come up closer to like an Oakland Ballers game, right? And get to know more of these grassroots baseball teams, which is so Americana, happening right here in Oakland. And not many people know that we have an incredible food hall called Prescott Market, walking distance to this new ballpark. So introducing meeting planners to say, hey, as a, off if you want to go off property or off from your convention, utilizing these spaces and being able to still see the culture of Oakland. Food hall for what we're known for, all the different cultures in our food, and our sports baseball team and the Ballers, and looking at a grassroots organization and how that works and how they work with community. That's an example of how we can take sports and combining them together with the meetings world.
Curious, do you guys have any new event spaces that are either opening or happening right now that our folks might be interested in?
It's been around for a long time, but just has been renovated and open. Is a Henry J. Kaiser auditorium right next to the lake. That was once our convention center years ago. A place that has so much history, from Elvis performing there to every major act that you can imagine. That just recently opened in the last year, becoming very popular because it's not only just so picturesque around the Lake Merritt that we have in downtown Oakland, but it's a beautiful historic space that has a theater, which is also popular for those folks that want to do product launches or performances. So that's one that I can proudly speak about, and that's exciting for Oakland as well. We also have in downtown Oakland the Rotunda, and the Rotunda is it was at one time a department store in Oakland during the heyday of retail at that era, but it's now been restored. It's a beautiful rotunda where you can also do pre and post events, cocktail events, again, product launches when they're available, and located right near walking distance to our convention center. So that's also something else to think about. So our venues are endless. Those are just two of many that I mentioned, but everything on our website is always updated with photography and capacity for our planners to realize.
Yeah. On a personal note, I had my 40th birthday in Oakland a couple weeks ago, and I went to this great bar with outdoors. It was a beautiful outdoor space, a giant tree. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it was just, I was so like, I didn't know this was here. It was great. I loved it so much. From the outside, you can't tell, but inside, I was like, this is like a huge venue with a giant tree in the middle. I was like, this is beautiful. I love this. Oakland's so unique in that respect. Like, you just never know what you're going to find. And having lived in the Bay Area all my life, I'm still finding things about Oakland that I didn't know exist, which I think is so great, even for someone who was born nearby.
Yes, born and raised in the Bay Area. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of these hidden places, although for tourism, I get mad. I'm like, don't call them hidden places. We need more people to know about them. Yeah, I mean, there's constant that inventive entrepreneurial spirit that some spaces are just being reimagined all over Oakland.
Right. Is there a particular space that is like your favorite that you really enjoy, or that you visit frequently enough, you're like, I like this space?
Well, first of all, I tell everybody I can't have a favorite, because that is
fair. That's
so
fair.
Excited for a CEO of a destination, because then everyone else will get on me. All kidding aside, I think that when you think of Oakland, not many people, they think of us as a great urban, cool spot, but our outdoors is one of a kind. I love telling people you can be kayaking in Jack London Square, and then by lunchtime, you can be up in the redwoods in our own park system. And some of my favorite things to do is I get on the gondola at the Oakland Zoo. Crazy, right? The zoo. It's one of the most, very well known for its conservation. I'm so proud of the work that the Oakland Zoo does. But they have a cool factor is that you can get on a gondola, go to the very top, obviously see another part of the zoo, but the views that you get, 360-degree views of the Bay Area, one of a kind in an urban environment that you were just in 15 minutes ago. So I think that's kind of cool. Another thing that I love is Chabot Space Center. That's also beautiful. Meeting planners love to do, again, openings or closing or taking their groups up to Chabot, but they have this cool theater and just the whole NASA connection and the space program, but also amazing trails all around that museum with redwoods around you, and the beautiful natural beauty of Oakland is shown there. I like that. And I also like iconic moments. We have the Claremont Resort. I mean, sitting in a Grand Dame hotel in this lobby where so much history has been done over 100 years, overlooking the Bay Area and seeing our sister city, San Francisco, from far away are some magical evenings having a glass of wine up there. So those are some of my fun moments I like to have in the city.
Is there any plans to do like a Sinners thing at like the Fox Theater or something? Because I would totally go if you guys were.
Well, it's good to know. I know the first person to now put on our list is going to be you. I mean, I've heard, again, we work with such a creative community and really grassrooted. I don't have anything that is being developed from Visit Oakland, but I am confident that there is something that's going to pop up around Oakland to be able to honor the music, right? Even the music from the film, which was pretty cool.
Awesome. Well, Peter, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you want to highlight about Oakland? Obviously, you guys have so much to offer and such great news coming out of Oakland this past month. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you feel is relevant to our community?
When people ask me that, I always just say, really, our website is the best way to be really up to date on what's going on in Oakland, the wonderful work that my team is doing here. And when I mean wonderful, each of them have such a love for the town, and it shows through our website, through our work from marketing to sales to PR and communications. Our teams here are here to amplify Oakland and to share that positive storytelling that's happened in the last 90 days. I want you to know this team has been doing it for years. They are always looking for those type of stories. And it's great that these last 3 incidences have given us that global public spotlight, but we will continue to spotlight the town because of its people. Always remember that we're doing this for our largest asset, which is the people that we love here in Oakland. They're our story, and they are great characters in a huge play in this world right now. And we're so proud that the spotlight's on us now.
When I was on my film trip with you guys, it was just me. So your team was amazing. I got all the attention, and I felt so special. And you guys, they were rocked. I love them all so much. I was like, I don't want to leave you guys. I want to. Can I join your team? This is great.
That makes me smile. That makes me smile. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we're here to serve the meeting community, or any questions that they may have. We're here to answer that for them as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Peter. I really appreciate you being here and sharing Oakland with us. And we hope to have you back on in the future. If you would like to come back on, we'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Let's do that. Great. Thank you.
Small Star Radio, Small Star Radio. Ready, say, here we go with another episode. Watch as we learn and grow. A Small Star Radio, Small Star Radio. Ready, say, here we go with another episode. Watch as we learn and grow.
You've been listening to Smart Start Radio, a Smart Meetings production. Interested in being our next guest? Connect with us at editor@smartmeetings.com.